Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Do good, and good comes back. Feed your body well, and health shows up.
Continue watching to find out more. Vegans protected by heaven.
Munificent viewers, Ekamawir Omo means hello in Nauruan, one of the official languages of the Republic of Nauru. I'm Kinsa. The cheerful people of Nauru, the oval-shaped island country in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, are grateful to you for your compassionate hearts and actions that pave the way to a peaceful world. Welcome to the first episode of our show entitled Leading a Life of Compassion with Victoria Moran, vegan. Today, we are honored to present to you a long-time animal welfare advocate who is admired by many as the fairy godmother of the vegan movement in the USA, Victoria Moran. A graduate of the T. Colin Campbell Foundation E-Cornell program in plant-based nutrition, Ms. Moran is an inspirational speaker, certified health counselor, and the author of 13 books specializing in both veganism and spirituality. She is the founder and director of the now 9-year-old Main Street Vegan Academy, which trains and certifies vegan lifestyle coaches. Ms. Moran has also hosted Main Street Vegan, a weekly radio show podcast since 2012, and is the co-producer of the award-winning 2019 documentary film, A Prayer for Compassion. On today's program, Victoria tells us how she first learned about the plant-based lifestyle as a child.
I was lucky as a little child to have a nanny who was also interested in this kind of thing. So she told me about vegetarians when I was about 5 years old. So when I started studying yoga at 17, and all of those books said, well, you need to be vegetarian, I started on the path. When my daughter was an infant in 1983, I went vegan and have raised her vegan. And she works as a stunt performer and an aerialist. So when some people say, well, it's okay for adults to be vegan, but you shouldn't raise children that way, I say, well, my daughter is pretty strong, and so are lots of other vegan kids who have done this.
At 71 years young, Victoria still has a youthful appearance. In fact, in 2016, she was named as the sexiest vegan over 50 by BIDA. Ms. Moran is often asked how she maintains such vibrant health.
When I heard about what happens with the cows and the chickens, I knew I needed to go from vegetarian to vegan. I wasn't even sure it would be good for my health. Well, what happened was, it was fabulous for me. So I lost the weight over the period of about a year, over 60 pounds, without dieting or anything like that.
Throughout her life, Victoria has been interested in spirituality and the role veganism plays in following a spiritual path.
I think they are hand in glove. I can't really see where one stops and the other starts. Because I think one of the things that ties together all the religions of the world is this idea of oneness and connectedness, that there is a great beneficence that has brought forth everything that we see in the manifest world, and every being is important. Every being is representing that wonderful God force. We don't have the teeth, the claws, the digestive system to deal with meat. It just seems that it was never intended. And I certainly feel like not harming our fellow beings has to be God's will.
Over the past year, amid the COVID-19 lockdowns, Victoria took the opportunity to learn more about the link between spirituality and veganism.
During the pandemic, I've been studying a lot. I've been studying a lot of yoga philosophy and a lot of spiritual work. And it just comes back and continues to intersect with the veganism and ahimsa. This idea of ahimsa, which is Sanskrit for non harming, comes from yoga, and it just seems to be at the foundation of spirituality. And of course, nowadays, our spirituality has to be practical because we have a planet to save.
Over the years, Victoria has used several different venues to explain the important link between spirituality and veganism. Her first book, Compassion, The Ultimate Ethic, An Exploration of Veganism, was a groundbreaking work that delved into the history of thought and practice regarding nonviolence to animal people, opening many eyes to the virtues of veganism, and was the first work on the vegan philosophy in the USA to come from a major publisher. Victoria's 11th book, Main Street Vegan, Everything You Need to Know to Eat Healthfully and Live Compassionately in the Real World, published in 2012, is considered an icon by many vegans and aspiring vegans. Well-known vegan musician Moby calls it a great book for anyone who is curious about veganism. Famed documentary filmmaker Michael Moore commented,
Finally, a book that isn't preaching to the vegan choir, but to the people in the pews and the ones who can't fit in those pews. This is a book for the Main Street majority who aren't vegans. Once you read this, you'll know it's possible to get healthy and enjoy doing it, even if you live in Paramus or Peoria. Michael Moore.
An exciting recent addition to Victoria's impressive motivational book lineup is the 2017 The Main Street Vegan Academy Cookbook, in which she teamed up with Main Street Vegan Academy alumnus and culinary instructor J.L. Fields to showcase over 100 mouth-watering vegan recipes. Victoria's enlightening messages have also inspired an enthusiastic international following. Her 1999 book, Creating a Charmed Life, which is about finding magic in every moment of everyday life, has been translated into 30 languages.
No animal needs to die in order for me to live, and that makes me feel good. Howard Lyman, vegan.
We'll take a moment to relax by doing some gentle yoga stretches. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our program. In a talk about one of her benchmark works, The Good Karma Diet, Eat Gently, Feel Amazing, Age in Slow Motion, published in 2015, Victoria discusses some of the karmic consequences of our food choices.
Do good, and good comes back. Feed your body well, and health shows up. People who embrace compassion feel that their lives become richer and fuller.
The Good Karma Diet, Eat Gently, Feel Amazing, Age in Slow Motion reveals that the secret to looking and feeling great is not complicated. Simply treat our planet and all its inhabitants well, and by aligning our eating with our ethics, health and equanimity follow like a shadow. The book has received big thumbs up from Dr. Neil D. Barnard, founder of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine.
The Good Karma Diet solves your food questions and diet challenges with a fun, practical, and remarkably simple approach. If you'd like to ramp up your motivation and accelerate your success, this refreshing and uplifting book will be the one to do it. Neil D. Barnard, MD.
Victoria is the co-producer of the inspirational documentary A Prayer for Compassion, released in 2019. The film follows award-winning film director Thomas Wirt Jackson, a Shining World Compassion Award recipient, and his delightful young daughter on a journey through several countries as they speak to people from different religions and spiritual paths asking them the question, can compassion grow to include all beings regardless of species? In her discussions with fellow vegans, one question often comes up. Should a vegan consider a relationship with someone who is not vegan? In Victoria's case, it was a resounding yes. 2 weeks after she and her husband, Reverend William Melton, met, her husband went vegetarian. 5 years later, he turned vegan. Soon after that, he put aside his highly successful career as an international lawyer to study theology at One Spirit Seminary in New York and become an ordained interfaith minister. During his theology studies, Reverend Melton met the dean of One Spirit Interfaith Seminary, Reverend Sarah Bowen, who is an ordained minister, an animal people chaplain, and a devoted vegan. This chance meeting led to the formation of a unique spiritual community.
She was a dean in his program. So with her and another interfaith minister and myself, the four of us have founded the Compassion Consortium, which is more or less a church for vegans or pre-vegans or people who are interested in this sort of thing. So we are interfaith, interspiritual, and interspecies. So anyone of any spiritual path is welcome. Right now we're on Zoom only. So the fourth Sunday of every month, we have spiritual service in which we interview a prominent person who is vegan and understands this principle of compassion. So we try to feature people who have enlightened ideas. And then in addition to our monthly service in the middle of the month, we have book and film night, which this month is going to feature a film from Dharma Voices for Animals about Buddhism and animal rights.
We are deeply thankful to Miss Victoria Moran for her continual efforts to show the connection between spirituality, compassion, and the vegan lifestyle. For more information about Victoria Moran and Main Street Vegan Academy, please visit mainstreetvegan.net.
Vegan, 'cause we are benevolent beings.
Precious viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your presence for today's program. Please join us again next week on Thursday, December 2nd for part 2 of this series. Coming up next is Initiation Requires Master Power, Part 6 of 14 on Between Master and Disciples. May you enjoy vibrant health and a long, meaningful life.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE.
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule ਅਤੇ suprememastertv.com/VE